Hey y'all, it is Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and I'm here today to bring you another episode of your weekly Galactic Gossip. All right, so this one might be a long one because we have a lot of energy going on in the universe this week. So if it goes longer than the 10 minutes that IGTV allows me to use, then follow me on YouTube at House of Chiron. Cool. All right, so let's get into it. We have still that big stellium of all that Virgo energy that we're working with Mercury, Sun, Venus, and Mars all being in the sign of Virgo. So all of those planets are making aspects to Neptune. They're all in opposition of Neptune. So with Mars being in opposition of Neptune, so Mars in Virgo, that is taking action in a practical way, is opposite of Neptune, which is the planet of illusions, dreams, your psychic, it rules the 12th house of things of, undoing, the unknown, the hidden things. So it is bringing up some possible challenges, something that's going to challenge you to find a way through the fog that Neptune brings, and actually taking that practical action that we need and the things that we're supposed to be doing to create this reality that we're trying to create for our lives. And so with with Venus being in opposition of Neptune, that is Venus, the planet of partnerships, business, and intimate, and as well as your possessions and all those Venusian things. It's in opposition of Neptune. So there could be some fog there, some things that are not so clear regarding your partnerships, or it could be bringing up some things that need to be refined in a way, or in some type of way regarding your partnerships, your business partnerships, your friendships, or your intimate partnerships, intimate relationships. With Mercury there opposing Neptune, and that's Neptune in Pisces, by the way. So Neptune is actually in its dignity, right? It's in its home sign of Pisces. So it's pretty much like a potent energy. So it can be very foggy, very unclear, a lot of things. And you can actually have that Mercury, which is the planet of your communication, your thought process. So you could have a lot of brain fog going on, especially those people who are ruled by Mercury, like me, Gemini, Virgos, so on and so forth. And you could have a lot of brain fog, or have a lot of indecisiveness regarding some decisions that you need to make. The sun is also opposing, the sun in Virgo is opposing Neptune in Pisces, and that could bring, your expression, your creative expression that you have been trying to do in a practical way. It could be bringing on some uncertainty as to how you're going to express it, how you're going to express yourself, how you are going to be creative, how you're actually, your personality is actually, showing up at this time. So this is all starting at the beginning of the week, starting Sunday, September 8th. And this is the energy for the remainder of the week, all the way through the 14th of September. So in the beginning of the week, this is the energy that we're working with starting Sunday. And then we also have Neptune in a trine to the North Node in Cancer. So Neptune in Pisces is a favorable aspect in a sense, but it's bringing in it's allowing you to kind of envision the Cancerian things, like, your home, those rooted things, your home, your family, those fourth house energies. It's allowing you to kind of bring in that imagination and actually figure out what it is that you are trying to create, with your soul purpose and what you truly want in this time. And then with Jupiter also there, Jupiter is in Sagittarius, so it's also in its home sign, it's in retrograde, and it is squaring Neptune and Pisces in the beginning of this week. So with that Jupiter Neptune square, this is bringing some challenges regarding, how you expand on those those areas of, as far as like maybe travel, you could possibly have some travel issues. It could also bring in, you know, possibly some challenges in regards to your spirituality. How do you see yourself in a spiritual light? There could be a lot of people changing how they view, you know, some spirituality. Their spiritual awakening could be going to another level, going to a higher realm, or you could be going to a higher level ascension. You could be coming up with new revelations and things. And we also have Jupiter squaring Mars, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus as well. So, and all those signs, so all those planets are in the sign of Virgo. So it's squaring the practicality of these things. How are we actually being logical and practical? How are we analyzing and fine-tooth combing all of these things? How are we analyzing and getting this, you know, the self-expression, the action? How are you expressing yourself in those areas, as well as how are you making the decisions regarding your partnerships and your businesses and your home, your stability, all these things. So we have the moon, Pluto, and Saturn all trining Mars, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. So as you know, the moon is in Capricorn right now, as well as Pluto and Saturn. They're all in Capricorn, and it's making a trine to Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Venus in Virgo. So that's a favorable aspect, and it's allowing you to restructure, to lay the foundation, and also to allow things to just kind of be removed, you know, kind of transform, and go within to figure out what needs to be removed, what needs to be transformed, in a sense, regarding your action, your initiatives, your self-expression, your business partnerships, your home, your family, and your decision making, right, and your mindset and whatnot. And so we do have the North Node as well, sextiling Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Venus. So this North Node in Cancer is it's the North Node is your purpose, right? It's like the spiritual, your soul purpose, right? So with it actually sextiling all of these planets, it is forcing us to dig deep within and figure out what it is that we want in these areas. And a sextile is something very harmonious. It actually brings in favorable aspects. It brings in favorable energy that allows you to have kind of like those aha moments where you can easily figure it out. It also can award you the opportunity that you need to actually make the decisions and actually come up with these realizations regarding these areas. So moving on to Monday, we have, actually Monday is 9/9/19. So 9/9/2019. So 999. And as you know, the nines represent the ending of something, right? Coming to an ending of a cycle. And so the moon on that day, it moves into Aquarius. And the moon in Aquarius will then sextile Chiron in Aries. And as you know, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, but in traditional astrology was ruled by Saturn. So with it being ruled by Uranus, it's also kind of that unpredictable, that eccentricism kind of thing. So, and with it making this when it making this sextile to Chiron and Aries, that is your self identity. You know, healing your self identity, healing who you are, who you feel that you are, who you want to show up as, your self worth. And so the moon is asking you, with it being in Aquarius, to dig deep and find that that thing that makes you different, right? That is shaking you up a little bit because it's ruled by Uranus, so it's unpredictable. So it's asking you to go within and kind of, you know, use that energy to heal those wounds regarding, you know, your self-worth and who you are, your identity. Okay, so moving on, later on in the week, we have Chiron and Aries opposing Venus and Mercury in Virgo. So with Chiron and Aries, your self-worth, you know, who you show up as, basically your identity. And it is opposite Venus and Mercury, which are in Virgo, which is all about being practical in love and relationships, being practical in your decisions and things that you think and things that you need to kind of make decisions on or come up with ideas on. And it's making this, they're both making this opposition to Chiron, and it's causing you to use that energy to heal those areas in your love lives, in your partnerships, in your business, as well as making the decisions on a practical level regarding these things. And so with the moon also on that day, the moon is in Aquarius still, and it is making a square to Uranus. And Uranus is in Taurus, and it's in retrograde, as you all know. So with the moon in Aquarius, making this square to Uranus, and as you know, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, it is causing some challenges to come up, and it's possibly going to shake some things up on an internal level on how you feel about certain things regarding yourself, you know, possibly because the moon also is representative of the mother. So it could be the moms in your life, your own motherhood if you're a mom, or your relationship with your mom, and it's making this square. So it could be some possible challenges that's happening there. But like I always say, everything that seems to be a challenge always turns out to be favorable in the end, because something is going to either take something away or make some type of adjustment or some type of transition or transformation into something that's going to work out best for you in the end. So moving on to the later end of the week, going towards the weekend, we have the moon moving into Pisces. We also have the moon in Pisces making a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. We have Jupiter in Sagittarius making a quincunx to the North Node. And so what that is doing is causing you to integrate those parts that you have already made changes to, those ideas that you've made changes to, your thought processes. Is asking you to integrate all these things that you have now changed and made transformations in. It's asking you to use those things and apply them, right? So it's taking the knowledge and turning it into wisdom. And then we have the moon in Pisces is in conjunction with Neptune in Pisces, right? So that is a lot of like intuitive. You might have some really strong downloads that day. You might have some really odd dreams. You know, it's going to be a lot of internal emotional kind of energy going on that day. And that's all going into the weekend. And so we also have Jupiter squaring Neptune and the moon in Pisces, right? Because they're in this conjunction. So Jupiter is going to allow you to expand on all of those things that the moon and Neptune and Pisces are both bringing, which is those psychic abilities, those downloads, the dreams, the intuition. All these things could be challenged by Jupiter to become strengthened, right? And so we also have Mercury moving into Libra, as well as Venus moving into Libra, because we're vastly approaching upon Libra season soon. So that's all that I have for today for Galactic Gossip. It was kind of serious this time because there's a lot going on, but it's all good. It's always good, right? It's all good. So Gemini Jazz with the House of Chiron. I hope this has been helpful for you all. If you can, please, and thank you, follow me on YouTube at House of Chiron. Leave a comment if this has been helpful. Tell me if you are feeling any of these energies. Also, like, share, and all that good stuff. Love you all. Have a good weekend.